1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Wow. Okay, we're good. Hello, everybody watching live and listening to us do our mic check. Thank you for bearing with us just a moment. Brandon Bird here with you. Alongside me doing color today is Joshua Koderi, and Cody Yop will be our producer. We have a slew of cameramen, and so we have an exciting game for you here today as the Tigers set to take on Skyline in a big Tri-Valley matchup as these teams fighting for some playoff positioning. And Erie comes into this one at 6-3-1. Skyline at 6-5. Skyline, though, at 3-1 in league play, 2-2. And Josh, I know you've played in some big games in terms of the Tri-Valley. This conference pretty good in soccer generally.
Yes, it is. We have a lot of very competitive teams. One of our biggest competitors is Skyline. They have a very strong team, strong coaching. Although for our new coach, Jeff Feehill, he knows what he's doing. He's been very well in the fact of improving us as the boys team, and glad to see what he does with this girls team.
All right, and it will be Allie McNeil and Zhang up there to take the opening kick here for the Tigers. Tigers wearing white, Skyline wearing a gold color with kind of black numbers trimmed in red. Tigers with black numbers trimmed in orange. And Tigers trying to chip the ball through up here to the midfield. The Tigers have gone off to a slow start this season. They then kind of righted the ship. And outside of a big loss to Windsor, they were riding a 4-game winning streak going into that game. So Tigers, as they kind of mesh with Coach Vigil and he learns these players more, really have started to come together and string some good games. Skyline will try and send one in. Ball is redirected in toward the Skyline net. And that is where the goalie will pick it up. That is Kenna Meyer, the senior for Skyline, wearing the purple jersey. Now played out on the wing, cleared, and Sakalowski will come up and try and play it right back. Little ping pong in possession there. That time it's Schendel that has it, and it's kicked away by Capra and rolls out of bounds. It'll stay with Erie, or excuse me, with Skyline. We mentioned Skyline, 6 wins on the season, same as Erie. 3-1 in league play. Erie sitting right behind them at 2-2. So big for league positioning as that one is deflected wide. Skyline on the year, they opened up with a loss to Silver Creek. They beat Mitchell out of Colorado Springs 10-0. They lost to Niwot 1-0. They would end up beating Pomona, a 5A team, 4-1. Thompson Valley, they lost, though, 4-1 to them. They beat Roosevelt 9-0, Frederick 5-0, lost to Wheat Ridge 2-1, knocked off Berthoud 8-0, lost to Holy Family 3-2, and beat Longmont 4-0 as Harrington, flying up the wing, tried to feed it through to McNeil and just couldn't quite squeeze it through, but good thought that time from McKenna Harrington. Ball deflected out here, up the sideline, and finally knocked out of play by Maddie Tallman. A little slow start. Neither team has quite settled into a rhythm with possession. Both midfields being pretty aggressive. Now Sakalowski has it, tries to scoop past the defender. Picked up by her teammate, that's Dana Johnson. And now McLennan tried to play it ahead, and that one is wide. Brandon Bird, Joshua Koderi here with you, part of our crew. By the way, some starters here for The Skyline Falcons, Kenna Meyer, Molly Hennessy, Sabrina Bridwell, Kaylin Needling, Maddie Lindauer, Serena Fortes, Paola Ruby, Lily Sheets, Brooke Melendez, Kylie Earhart, Lindry Schindel, the starters for Skyline, as that was almost a big break there by Allie McNeil. Elise Capra, Kennedy Sakolowski starting along the back line for the Tigers. McKenna Harrington, she will start in the midfield. Shauna Zhang, she'll start kind of in the midfield. You'll see her play out wide sometimes, but kind of right there in the midfield. Allie McNeil, Dana Johnson in the midfield. Macy Fambro, she'll move around. Riley McLennan out there on the right wing as this one is touched ahead into the box. It's a one-on-none. The shot is just missed wide, and a big break there for the Tigers. A wide open net, and they weren't able to finish that one off as we keep going through that. Zoe Hatch in net. Maddie Hayes also starting for the Tigers, and Maddie Tallman.
Now, see, Maddie Hatch did a perfect thing right there with her positioning. She was standing there to where she was able to shrink up the goal and make the shot way harder on their striker. That was just beautiful work.
Tigers trying to gather here with Zhang, and finally picked up along the back line, chipped up towards Harrington, headed away. Harrington trying to get on the end of this one, calling for players to scream forward. Harrington plays it into the midfield, stolen back, and the other way goes Skyline. Skyline in possession. That was Lindauer trying to play it up that right side. Picked back up, that's Madison Hayes playing out there on the left wing. She's trying to feed a through ball. Can Allie McNeil? Nope. Didn't quite have enough real estate. Read that Kenna Meyer was going to come off her line and pick that one up there pretty quick. By the way, in terms of the RPI, girls soccer and boys baseball sitting in kind of similar positions. But the soccer team right now sitting 25th in RPI. So a win today over a pretty good Skyline team would certainly help their cause with a good winning record. Skyline sitting at 37th. Ball played in toward the near side, and that one will trickle out of bounds. We are 6 minutes into this one. No score here on the Erie Tiger Network. That one is tossed ahead. And Josh, kind of the rhythm of this game, a little bit choppy here in the early going.
Yes, it's very back and forth, not a lot of good touches. We've had a couple, like from McKenna Harrington. She's been able to put a couple through balls through, but when it came down to it, their first touch hasn't been the strongest on either team. But we're going to have to see if this improves.
You know, we hear a lot about the first touch. Does Coach Vigil try and do things to facilitate better first touch? What are some things that you work on to improve that?
Yes, especially after the first couple games, he just kind of gets a feel of how we play and what we need to work on. When it comes down to first touch, during practice, we can have just one whole practice on just first touch, doing cone drills to where we're just passing, really having someone pass the ball as hard as they can, and just getting the ability to be able to have it like natural for you, just to be able to touch the ball and know where you're going, and to have complete control.
Brandon Bird, Josh Kaderi here with you, part of the broadcast crew. Cody Yap will be producing here tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. As that ball will roll into the box. Cleared out. Zhang trying to pick it up. A little break here for the Tigers, and through ball doesn't quite sneak through there to McNeil. And Skyline will clear it out of danger. Good chance, though, there for the Tigers for a brief moment.
Oh.
Another ball leaks up to McLennan, top of the box. Right-footed shot is partially blocked. She'll tumble head over heels, but she earns a corner for the Tigers. So here comes the corner for the Tigers. This one will be taken by Dana Johnson, the sophomore. We saw her play pretty well last year as a freshman for this Erie squad. And this one will actually just be mishit and wide and out for a goal kick. Couple chances there for the Tigers. Couldn't quite capitalize. Neither team really sees momentum, but it feels like the field is starting to tilt towards Erie. Now McLennan takes a long crack, and that one will softly dribble safely into the arms of Kenna Meyer.
See, that was right for Riley McLennan for being able to just take that shot. One of the best things to do is keep yourself warm, and if you have an open shot, take it. It's amazing on how that works and how you are able to capitalize off of it, and you can definitely hit a goal.
Cleared there out of the middle. Erie trying to press it back up to center. McLennan will head on. Tigers trying to find that big through ball with their speedy forwards, and this one will sail a little bit wide there as McKenna Harrington was dancing along that offside trap on that back line. Ball flicked out toward the sideline. Capra trying to gather, but that one will roll out of bounds. As we mentioned, the Tigers 6-3-1. We talked about the 4-game win streak. They knocked off Golden 1-0. A big win over Holy Family 4-2. They were down 2-0 in that game. Would come back and ultimately win that. Then a 3-0 win over Frederick. Bookend by a couple big losses. They lost to Meade 3-2. They lost to Windsor 9-1. But this team does feel like they are just continually getting steadier as the season goes along. Zakalowski again trying to clear. That was Macy Fambro kind of playing right back here.
I can see why this is kind of a choppy first half, is because it looks like both teams are playing with a 4-3-3. So with the three strikers on top, it's kind of hard for them to be able to make a solid runs and everything to be able to get past the defenders. And they're just kind of working basically with fire. It's the same formation. Like, both teams know what is going to happen, what can happen, and they're both just really prepared for it.
Now McNeil trying to turn and send one, and that is gathered safely by Hennessy, and she'll play it all the way back to Meyer. Long clear. Now Zakalowski trying to track that down, and Hatch will just grab it with the mitts and play it safe there. A little bit of cramping in the midfield. It looks like that might be Dana Johnson trying to stretch out the calves there. All cleared up toward the sideline. McLennan can't quite gather, and that'll roll out for a Skyline throw-in. We are 12 minutes into this one, 28:30 left, 11.5 minutes in the first half. Now a throw ahead by Sheets. Tigers pretty high back line, and a little deflection leads to a break there for Ruby. The left-footed shot on a nice save by Hatch. It gets through the wickets. That one is blocked by her own player, and now Maddie Hayes will get on the end of that and clear it. So Hatch with a nice save, and then a little bit of luck helps Erie out.
That was great work by the defense. That was a nice recovery. I mean, it wasn't the smoothest, but they were able to get back and to be able to have at least 3 defenders in front of the goal, and I feel like that was able to really help their push.
Both teams playing with a pretty high back line as we see a through ball there almost connected with Harrington. Now she'll chip it up for McLennan. Riley with it. She's out wide, curling in towards the box. That one's deflected on the cross, and then another deflection out of bounds is trying to send that one back in was Maddie Tallman, a freshman. Several freshmen listed on the roster, but 2 freshman starters and Maddie Hayes as that one rings off the crossbar. A deep shot there that got past the goalie but off the woodwork.
See, when they were about playing on the 40 with McKenna, when McKenna had the ball, that was a really good through ball, and it was going to be a really good cross. You just got very unlucky. That would have been an amazing play.
Fambro with it. Played up the sideline. Picked up by Tallman, and She's looking back and a little foul there. The coach here for Skyline not really agreeing with the call. That's Luis Chavez. McLennan trying to keep it in here. Tigers keep applying a lot of pressure. As I said, neither team has really gained a foothold, but it feels like the Tigers, outside of that one shot on Zoe Hatch, have tilted the field a little bit in their favor in terms of possession, and especially possession in the final third. Capra will chest it away and clear it. Any subs so far for these two squads? 25-58 remaining here in half number one. Throw in, headed away by Fambro and out of bounds and off. Last touch, they'll say, by Casey Erickson, a freshman midfielder for this Skyline team. McLennan, we see the big right leg brace on her. Still don't think she's fully come back, but it's nice to see her on the field. Harrington tried to play it to herself and will finally scoot it out of bounds near our cameraman down there. It's Reagan Lovato. Hayes trying to track the ball down. That's Serena Fortes that has it. Hayes will chip one up. Two Tigers offside though, so that will just roll in safely to Meyer. Several Tigers down on the bench, starting to get a little bit warm. And we can definitely tell Kenna Meyer, she's got a good leg back there. Several punts that have gone across midfield. And Hatch puts a pretty good one up toward midfield. Ball pressed back in. Skyline on the attack, and Yuri will cycle back, pick it up. And Tallman just can't quite connect there with Harrington. Tigers, of course, missing Alicia Cardenas, who is expected to be so huge for this team, and the knee injury that she has just keeping her out for a significant amount of time. Unsure or not if she will be back. Into the game for Skyline is Bree Musser. And a goal kick coming here for Erie.
He took it with him.
This one played up toward Hayes. Good first touch there by Hayes. Hayes with a good footwork. Of course, Maddie Hayes, a writer for the Erie Tiger Times. Be sure to check that out online at erietigertimes.com. By the way, speaking of checking things out, you can always follow us on Twitter at Erie Tiger Net, like the Erie Tiger Network Facebook page, and check us out online at erietiger.network.com. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe here to our YouTube channel. Ball played ahead, almost connected with, and finally flicked back and picked up by Hatch.
That was a beautiful run by the Skyline. Number 5, she made it perfectly along the lines of the defense and made a perfect run. If she was able to get a touch on that ball, she probably would have been able to make something happen.
Tigers with it. Throw in coming here. Zhang trying to settle it down. Now Tallman was trying to just sneak it through there to Allie McNeil. Nice little touch to herself. Needling has it in the box. Left-footed shot, far post, and that is in. So a 1-0 game here in favor of Skyline. And it's trying to just sneak it through there to Allie McNeil. Nice little touch to herself. Needling has it in the box. Left-footed shot, far post, and that is in. So a 1-0.
When she was able to get the opportunity, she made a beautiful run. It just would have been more helpful if there was more Tigers back there instead of just Kennedy. With playing a 4-3-3, you really need the middle two, the sweeper and the stopper, to be able to stay together. There, I think there was a miscommunication, and that's what got them scored on, was because they were on different roles.
So now the Tigers will need to come back here. They have found a way to dig out of some holes throughout the season, and they'll need to do that here as McLennan trying to save that, but that one will go out. That goal scored with 21:58 remaining here in the first half. Tolman trying to squeak that through, and Harrington was going to apply pressure, but that did end up rolling into the box, and Meyer will just pick it up.
Couldn't tell you.
Now a few subs coming on here for Erie. Mariah Vivi into the game for McKenna Harrington, and Katie Leach, I believe, has also entered the game for Dana Johnson. Cody Yap, our producer, helping us see that. Hayes with it, trying to play it up. Maddie Hayes, good athletic family. Maddie Hayes, her older brother Devin Hayes was an Erie student last year. He's now playing junior hockey up in Minnesota. Now played ahead. McNeil was onside. She'll race ahead. Allie, top of the box, right-footed shot is blocked, and that one will roll for a corner kick. Good defensive scramble there, but a nice run by Allie McNeil.
Yeah, that was a well-placed ball. It was right down the middle, right between two defenders. If Allie was able to get that first touch, she would have been gone. That was a nice work also by the Skyline defense. They were able to recover very quickly. I'm glad to see more that they're starting to get warmed up and playing way better.
John will send that in off the hands of Meyer, bouncing around in the box. McLennan tried to settle, and now a little chance here in a break and on a counter, and McLennan's able to mostly snuff that out. Nope, still a counter chance here. That's Fortes with it far on the right side, and Maddie Hayes will dispose of any danger. So good job getting back there for the Tigers on what could have been a good counter there for Skyline. Good chance, though, for Allie McNeil. Tigers can't quite find the equalizer. A long throw by Capra, the softball player. The nice throw there. Erie, that was their first real big, nice long run that they've had through the midfield. They've been trying to squeeze that ball behind a very high back line for Skyline. It feels like any moment the dam's about to break, but a pretty good job in recovery back there. I believe that was Sabrina Bridwell that got back and was able to deflect that shot wide for a corner for Skyline. And the clock will stop as Kylie Earhart shaken up, and she's going to come off the field for an injury. Replacing her is Maddie Lindauer. Very nice weather here for this game. We've had some iffy weather and good weather kind of all mixed in together the past couple weeks, and that's really shuffled around the fall schedule, and it's shuffled around our broadcast schedule. We were going to broadcast baseball tomorrow instead. We will be picking up Erie X, then we will have soccer again on Friday night. Ball will sneak through, finally played up by Fambro and out of bounds. Chipped away and out again. Tigers will put McKenna Harrington back in. Next moment, they'll bring subs on as that one will roll out for a corner kick. So Tigers got to be stout defensively. They struggled against Windsor on some set pieces, especially on throw-ins. Windsor had one of those girls that does the front handspring throw-in, and they scored a few times off of that. Now a corner kick coming from the long jump pit. Ball sent a little far, picked up in the box by Erickson, but Tigers do well there defensively. 16:21 remaining here in half number one. Tigers trail at 1-0 on a Kaylin Needling goal scored with 21:58 left in the first half. Throw in. Missed there by Leach, and that shot had to be fisted away there by Hatch. That one was branded maybe for the crossbar, but Hatch had to jump up, and she was just able to pop that one high. Now another set piece coming. Tiger subs have come on here. McKenna Harrington now playing up top for Erie. She'll give Allie McNeil a breather. Ball settled down, flicked on, still in the box, trouble, and finally skied over the net. Turning and trying to rip that one was, well, I thought that was Kennemeyer. I think that's actually Bree Musser, the junior midfielder. Kennemeyer, obviously the goalie. Sub coming in here for Erie as well in just a moment. Now Zhang has it, looking, step back over, still trying to keep possession here in the midfield. And she does a good job being strong on the ball. And Skyline coach didn't like it, but I didn't see much in terms of contact.
Yeah, there was nothing there. It was all just well-played, aggressive soccer.
Now Tallman trying to flick it ahead. Harrington trying to turn and burn up the sideline, but just drifts wide. Now Fambro coming up being aggressive, and she will get called for the foul. You see Fambro, very aggressive, a player that has a very high work rate, and you can tell she works extremely hard off the field as well. Now Hennessy will send this ball in. Low ball played in and flicked on, but Hatch will gather. Under 15 minutes to play here in the first half. Tigers down 1-0. Little push there by Tallman, and she'll get called for the foul.
And then here comes another set piece from Skyline, and the ball is going in, and it's, oh, there's a touch inside the box.
Oh, and a little flick on there, and another goal, and I think it's Kaylin Needling again that just found herself on the end of a loose ball. And it is Needling, and it.
And then here comes another set piece from Skyline, and the ball is going in, and it's, oh, there's a touch inside the box.
Oh, and a little flick on there, and another goal, and I think it's Kaylin Needling again that just found herself on the end of a loose ball.
With Kaylee running down, it was able to split the defense, which gave her that nice opening. You could tell that they probably work on that pretty hard. That was a very well placed ball as well as run. There was really nothing wrong with that. It was a beautiful touch, and it was a nice goal.
Tigers now will have to dig themselves out of a 2-0 game. Ball played up, back in by Sakolowski. Johnson with it now in the midfield. And Tigers, I think more than anything, they have struggled a little bit in the midfield, kind of connecting passes with each other in this game, and just really haven't had a lot of build-up play to speak of so far. A lot of kind of just chunking it forward and hoping that a forward will run on the end of it, and now they'll have to deal with another set piece. We already saw Hennessy send one in that scored. This one will sail wide. Pretty good pace on it.
As you actually could see it there again. There was a Skyline person on the far end of the goal box, and as the ball is about to be kicked, she moves out even wider, which draws that defender closer to her, and it leaves that spot wide open. That is a very nice play.
So some crafty X's and O's. I don't know, what is the term for that in soccer? We call it X's and O's in football, but
it's just a well-put piece. It was just a beautiful play.
Ball cleared up toward midfield. McKenna Harrington was lurking close. Tigers desperately trying to counter with a goal. Now Johnson, good footwork. Couldn't quite get it off to Zhang though. And now played up. It's Needling who has 2 goals. Trying to play a through ball up ahead to Ruby. And a good job there defensively that time. And I think it's Macy Fambro again, and she looks a little bit hobbly there. Mentioned Fambro's work rate. She's been called for a couple fouls. Very aggressive defender.
See, that's what you need in a defender, though. That's what makes it good. As being a defender, you need to be able to basically be aggressive to where you let the striker know you are there. And to be able to put it in a place where you're able to, like, stick them up, be like, I'm here, and just put it up with a good fight. As well as that last defensive play, you were able to see how the defense was in communication. Macy was running a little farther back as Adley Schenbeck was also trying to just stay in front of the ball. It was just a very well put play.
Now Maddie Hayes will come out. Allie McNeil will come back in. Tigers hoping for a little offensive punch here to end this first half. Ball thrown ahead here. That's Johnson trying to head it back in toward Vivi. Loose change in the midfield, picked up by Skyline. 2-0 deficit here for Erie off 2 goals by Kaylin Needling. Tigers have come back against a Tri-Valley team down 2-0 before, hoping to do that here again. Chance here, through ball. Bodied away there by Fambro.
Again, a very good defensive play. Defense was in contact. They knew where each other were to where it was comfortable for the defender on the ball to be able to know just in case that there is the sweeper right behind him.
Ball on the back line, that's Bridwell. She's played well defensively. McNeil trying to get her foot to it. Picked up though on the back line. Played ahead by Stiles. Now a nice ball up for Ruby along that right flank. Ruby waiting for reinforcements to arrive. She'll kick it off to Needling. Needling right side of the box. Centering cross is wide. And out of bounds for an Erie throw-in.
That's one play I've noticed and played ever since I was a kid. We used to call it tiki taka. It's like it's the triangle play with the single touch. to be able to put it back in the corner. That was a very well put play. It caught the defense off guard, it seemed like. If it was just a little too powerful on that cross, though.
Throw in a head up to Harrington. She tried to head it over the defender and use the speed to go around her, but good composure that time by Bridwell. Bridwell, a senior. She has been composed at the back all evening long. Now good steal there by Johnson. Plays it up to McNeil. Strong first touch, picked up by Vivi. She's trying to find someone to lay it off to. Now Zhang will have it. Good job here in the midfield. Tigers trying to chip one ahead. And Harrington almost got to it at the last second. Bridwell had to sky it out of bounds. Tigers, good build up that time. Now Capra will do the long throw in. Instead, she'll actually throw it short here to Johnson. Johnson trying to play it in. And again, Bridwell, who has been very just composed and strong on that back line. She has played an excellent game so far for Skyline. And who else? Bridwell again on another clear. She has her hands full today trying to mark McKenna Harrington. Harrington with 8 goals on the season. Allie McNeil with 13. Now ball slotted ahead. Tigers trying to play one out wide. Now into the box, and a little bit too much weight behind that one. That was Parker Johnston, another freshman here. Tigers just chocked full of freshmen and sophomores with a few junior stars. I tell you what, this team, they continue to grow. They could be a real handful in this league next year. Still a handful this year. Just you always wonder about the potential, especially if you could keep your key players healthy, as that one will travel out of bounds. 6:10 left.
That was a very well defensive play to try to get the recovery from Dana Johnson. That was a very good recovery to where she was able to get the ball back, and she just got unlucky and accidentally hit the Skyline in the back.
Now Earhart will take the set piece. This one traveling in toward the box. Ball settles down, but a foul called here, actually offside called on Skyline. Now Johnson trying to go quickly here. Harrington and McNeil up top trying to create some type of scoring punch here. Haven't quite found the recipe. Loose change will go out wide. Through ball is fanned on by Fambro, but will fall safely to a Tiger. Now Harrington tracking back for that one. She's trying to feed one up to McNeil. She has her on a good long run. Goalie way out of the box. McNeil tried to sneak it through her legs, and it was just barely deflected wide. Now a quick throw in to McNeil. McNeil trying to step to her left. Drops it back in the midfield where there's some space, and the Tigers will try and reset here. Oh, man, great chance there. Just a great job. Aggressive Kenna Meyer way off the back line. Now McNeil turns and flips it off of the goal post for a goal kick. So good couple of chances there for Allie McNeil and the Tigers.
That was a very beautiful lead-up play. And then right after, just as they were able to reset it, it was a very nice shot on goal. Just very unlucky and went up right off the crossbar.
Ball will spill out to Fambro. She'll try and flip it back in. A little touch there to McNeil, and they'll say offside was Allie McNeil. Or excuse me, that was, I think, McKenna Harrington that they called offside on. Now Zhang with it. She tries to feed it through. Tigers sense maybe a little crack starting to open on that back line, and they're testing it.
The Tigers are definitely showing they want it. They're pushing hard. They're really forcing their defense to shape the way they want it, to where they can break it down. It was a beautiful play, just like in the recent ones where McKenna was able to get the ball to Allison. They're able to now, they're starting to get to know how their defense plays, and it's now making runs perfectly to get around them.
Soccer, just a game of many adjustments on the fly. No timeouts like in basketball or football. Everything got to be recalibrated in-game on the field. Johnson trying to keep possession here, being pressured. Tigers will track back to help out Capra with it. 2:50 remaining. Long clear here. This might be dangerous. Harrington, they're going to call a foul, I think, on McKenna. Harrington just kind of used her hands to, I thought, keep her balance on Bridwell. Didn't see really anything in that, though. And it was the linesman that called it.
Yeah, there really didn't seem like anything was there. It just seemed like an aggressive play. I think what he called was over the back, because when she kind of jumped up, she put her hands on the Skyline defender's shoulders and jumped up. I think that's just kind of where the lineman saw there could have been a foul.
Now Johnson with it, but a foul called, and oh man, this is going to be a really dangerous spot. About 4 yards outside the box for a set piece. And I think it is going to be Casey Erickson that will take this. All right. Erickson will step into it with the left foot, and that's blocked by the wall. I think that was Fambro that got her head, or at least her face, to it and was able to knock that one down. Fambro coming out near the edge of the box, and a goal kick called. Good job defensively on that sequence by Macy Fambro.
You can definitely tell she's putting it all out there. She's playing aggressively. She's putting her body in front of the ball. She is definitely wanting to win it. I think that's one reason why, yes, she does have like some fouls on her, and that's just proof that she's just playing aggressively. She wants to stop the striker. She does not want more goals added on. She wants to be able to stick her ground to where nobody will get past her.
Ellie McNeil looking for some help here on the throw-in. Now she'll finally toss it in there, and we'll stop play here for a second. 1 minute on the dot. So resume play. Little nice ball up to Harrington in the box. Shot for the far post. Just couldn't quite sneak it in. And a good chance there on a pass from Allie McNeil. And Harrington flew in and just tried to sneak it in wide and couldn't quite fit it in.
That was, again, another amazing play by Allison McNeil and McKenna Harrington. They work very well together. They know how each other plays, and they know how each other will work together. It's crazy on how they just came so close. They just have to start off the second half coming out as strong as they just ended it.
Well, it is halftime, and it is a 2-0 deficit for the Tigers. We are going to take a timeout. We'll come back, get some of Josh's thoughts of what changes he would make here, and we'll take a break here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages. We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
don't worry. 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Front Range Landfill puts all your needs in front of everything else. Front Range Landfill won Erie Chamber of Commerce Business of the Year Award, as well as being featured on national television. We are very proud of our facility and we welcome the opportunity to address your disposal needs. Our focus is on customer service. We strive to achieve easy and rapid access in and out of the facility. We feel certain that we will exceed your expectations of your solid waste disposal requirements. Choose Front Range Landfill for all your landfill needs. You will be pleased.
Hi, I'm Maya Michelson, and you're watching Erie Tiger Network.
Do you want a better smile, have a broken bracket, or are you a teenager in need of some braces? Then make your way down to Caraway Orthodontics. They are located in Louisville and Erie. Caraway Orthodontics supports Erie High School and its community. Come in and gain a beautiful smile for children, teens, and adults. They also provide Invisalign. Call this number 303-828-0454 or go to carawayortho.com.
Open up a browser and look up youtube.com/Erie Tiger Network. To subscribe, sign into YouTube and press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about ETN posts. To like the video, click the thumbs up button on the right hand side of the screen. Use the bar on the bottom of the screen to move and skip parts in the video. To skip forward or backwards, use the arrow keys to move 5 seconds. You can pause the video at any time by pressing the spacebar or clicking with the mouse.
Yeah, I'm married. Doesn't matter. You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who are you talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a really good deal.
Jake from State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis.
She sounds hideous.
Well, she's a guy, so.
Another reason more people stay with State Farm. Get to a better state.
There's a beast deep inside you. It will not die.
Ooh.
It will fight back.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Click the search bar on the top right-hand corner of the screen and search up Erie Tiger Network. Click the channel icon and then press the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to receive notifications about when we post. Click the thumbs up icon to like the video. To enter full screen mode, press the icon on the bottom right hand corner. To skip forward or backwards 10 seconds, double tap the left or right hand side of the screen. Press the pause button in the middle of the screen to pause the video. To skip to a different video, press the skip button when the video is paused.
Hi, my name is Caleb Humble, and you're watching the Erie Tiger Network.
And welcome back into the Erie Tiger Network. Brandon Bird here with you. And Josh, not an ideal first half, at least in terms of the score sheet. Tigers off to a slow start. Felt like they started to pick up some things toward the end, but you're looking kind of down there in the huddle. What are some things you think Coach Vigil is touching on with his teammates or team down there?
Well, I know Jeff, and he's definitely hitting on how the defense is not communicating. The defense is all over and they're scattered, and that's how the 2 goals were really scored. Especially that one off that free kick, the set piece was able to split open on how many of the defenders were just split. It was crazy on how Captain Crunch could go and make it to where everybody needs to communicate and stay together. I know they definitely had a better half towards the end when they started making more team moves and passes.
And then, yeah, you mentioned a strong in there. We saw a couple times where McKenna Harrington and Allie McNeil looked like they were going to get loose. An unlucky break, but that's soccer. You're going to have some unlucky breaks.
Oh, yes, of course. It just goes around and around on how everybody just completely just plays together, and how they move and just being able to capitalize off of it.
All right, we are going to step away here for a couple more seconds. We'll come back, have the start second half for you here on the Erie Tiger Network.
Chiropractors don't treat your symptoms. We treat the cause of your symptoms. On your first visit, we'll review your medical history and examine your vital signs, posture, strength, and reflexes. We'll also perform tests which are designed to give us insight into what may be causing your problem. The doctors at Great Day Chiropractic don't just treat adults. We also treat children of all ages. We're located in historic Old Town Erie at 515 Briggs Street. We're open 5 days a week from Monday through Friday and the second and fourth Saturdays of each month.
And welcome back in, Erie Tiger Network. See you down on the field. The teams have switched sides. It'll be Skyline going from left to right here, and the Tigers hoping that that end of the field will be kind to them as it was to Skyline in the first half, and maybe get a couple goals and an equalizer here in this half. And for Skyline, it'll be Needling starting it out here. Harrington and McNeil both aligned on that left side to start things. Tigers trying to be aggressive right off the shoot. Little 1-2 there. Ball played up into the box, and Hatch will come out and gather that one safely. And actually, offside was the call. Now this one played up toward the midline. That's McLennan with a nice little chip up to Allie McNeil. A little 2-on-1 action here for the Tigers. McNeil will stop, tried to flip it through with the off foot, and a good job defensively recovering by Bridwell. And again, Sabrina Bridwell almost matching Allie McNeil's speed.
That was a very well defensive play. That was a very well defensive play. Allison was actually able to stop, and as the defender recovered, it was just really nice to where she was like ready. She set herself, she was in the direction ready to defend, and it was just a very well played on both sides.
Now the Tigers trying to throw in here. Harrington will toss ahead toward the sideline and played back in. We've seen a lot of aggressive play, a little prickly, kind of like a porcupine out there from both teams. And another offside call. Now Dana Johnson with this up toward midfield, and that one will go out wide. Tigers looking for a spark here. 37:50 left to go in the half. That's Hayes trying to step in front of that one. Johnson with it. Right back to Skyline, trying to counter here, up the field. Tigers a little bit split at the back, and a deep shot bounces in, and it's who else? The hat trick for Kaylin Needling, her third goal of the game, and this one coming at 37-27 in the second half. And a deep shot bounces in, and it's who else? The hat trick for Kaylin Needling, her third goal of the game, and this one coming.
Zoe Hatch.
Needling has been the model of consistency. She has put on a show here tonight, like Hannah Montana or something. Now played, it's McNeil trying to, or excuse me, Harrington trying to chase it down, and that one will go out of bounds. So a hat trick for Needling, and a 3-0 lead, and now the Tigers in a real deep hole. Played up the sideline and cleared. Little flick on there by Hayes. McNeil, nice little step over. Brings it back toward the middle, trying to wrap her foot around it, and just couldn't quite do it. All her momentum was kind of going backward, and tried to step into it and flip it on net. That's tough to do. So far, kind of to start this half, has a little bit of a torpor feel to it, just kind of lethargic energy out there, and just kind of waiting for that one big spark, and you've only seen it so far from Skyline. $35-40 remaining here in the half. Tigers, it feels like, Josh, that if they are going to make a comeback, they need to score a goal here within about the next 7 minutes or so.
Yes, it needs to be definitely quick. Even within the next 5, they need to get that extra boost leading straight from halftime to where they start feeling comfortable. Right now they are in a deficit and they're in basically a panic. They're basically incarcerated where you weren't able to successfully be able to feel and see where you are doing. It's just crazy how basically the tides have turned to where at the start or at the end of last half they were basically pushing and pushing, and here we go again with another hyped run here with McKenna Harrington. Oh,
Yeah,
just offsides.
Just a little bit offside. And, man, unfortunate. It's been a perfect evening. Could have even tailgated before this game, brought your George Foreman grill, put some burgers on them, and that's the kind of weather we've had here this evening. Unfortunately, the Tigers not quite as hot tonight. Looking for that one little break, and you see that, I say this often on broadcast, but it's amazing what confidence, a little bit of confidence for 15, 16, 17-year-olds can do.
Oh yes, that is for sure. Confidence is one of the main keys, especially in soccer and at the varsity level. If you want to be able to play and play well, you need to be confident. It's kind of like how it's going right now. You know, it's kind of going slow. Well, if they get this goal, it's going to be confident, and then they could lead to another and another, which could just be which turns the game around. It could turn into like a perfect game, just like on Netflix.
33-30. As we see a sub coming in, that's Lindry Schendel. Brandon Bird, Cody Yop here with you. As the Tigers, or Brandon Bird, Josh Kaderi here with you, Cody Yop, our producer, as the Tigers find themselves down in a 3-0 hole. That ball skied. Now played in on toward net in the box, and Madison Hayes will have to run that down, and that is finally run out of bounds. 32-40 remaining here. Tigers. Josh, do you feel like when you're trying to dig out of a hole like the one the Tigers are in, you tend to kind of break the game down in terms of time remaining and goals scored, like, hey, we got to score one every 10 minutes here? Or are you just are you just trying to get the first one? What is the thought process like?
Well, you definitely want the first one. That's what, like, as you were saying before, is the confidence. It will boost it so much to where you're able to push, and you just want it more. You score one, you see you're on the board. They have 3. You just want it. Like, you want to be able to catch up and to be able to be freed like Meek Mill.
A relevant reference there by the young Josh Kaderi. Now played up toward the midfield. Flicked on, almost found Harrington. It's redirected. They'll say that Harrington was onside, and the ball just didn't fall quite perfectly to her feet. Now McLennan trying to chip in. This one is right, though, in the belly of Kenna Meyer.
Shot by Riley McLennan for Erie.
Now, it does, Erie is coming out way more confident. If that touch wouldn't have been so unlucky, it would definitely have been a goal. I know how McKenna plays, and it is definitely strong. She is definitely one of the most confident soccer players I know. And how she plays is just smart. She doesn't play for style or play for look at me. She plays to win, and she plays to make the best plays possible.
Now 30-46 remaining. You know, you'll never see any give up in these Tigers. I think Coach Vigil just kind of considers that spirit to be like blasphemy, really. He just does not allow for that. I noticed that with the boys team. There was just always kind of a never quit attitude, and I think that's kind of what has led to a comeback earlier this year from the Tigers, and we're hoping that that still can maybe propel them here in this one. 30:09 remaining. Throw in coming for Skyline. Johnson tried to press it back in, and that's out of bounds. Cycling back on that one was Fortes. Now McLennan finds McNeil. Maybe a little break here. McNeil trying to step over Harrington, and more good defense there, man. More than anything, Skyline's defense has been impressive so far here tonight. Now Hayes will drop it off in the midfield. Played up in toward the box, and that will skip through into the hands of Kennemeyer. Fambro trying to settle it down. Capra will play it back out. Hayes in toward the middle. That's Lindauer.
That was a good clearance and good being able to stay focused and not panic by the Erie defense. They were able to stick it well and be able to stay together.
Now an opportunity coming, and a big block there for Fambro. That was on the left foot of Ruby, and Fambro stepped up and blocked it away. Tigers still trying to solve the riddle. We just have not seen the fireworks here tonight. No Katy Perry song playing so far for this Tiger team. As this ball is played up in the midfield, is it McKenna's chance? And no, that one will be touched away. Dropped off in the midfield. Now Skyline, played ahead. That's Ruby with it. Good overlapping run, and Madison Hayes able to chip it off of the Skyline defender and out as Vivi is set to come in here, and she will come in for Madison Hayes. That was actually Maddie Tallman on the far side that chipped that one off the defender. Maddie Hayes and Tallman, both freshman midfielders here. Another ball played up, and Harrington just called off the dogs. There is, once again, Meyer just came way out of her net.
Here's Elise Capra with the throw-in. We see that Erie is stacking their high line, really showing that they want to make a push towards this goal, having 3 back as well as 1 in the middle. As they throw the ball over, it goes right over McKenna's head.
Now thrown ahead. Ball spills out. Fambro was trying to race it down, collided with 2 other players, and then a foul called. And Fambro might get a little warning here. That is another foul on Macy as they move Macy all around.
See, that's amazing, though. She wants that. It's just amazing. She saw that gap, and she wanted to take it, although it did shrink up and start to disappear, just like a receding hairline. And I just don't know why she would get a call for that, because when you're able to move on, you should be able to play aggressive, and you should be able to work hard and honestly not get in trouble for it.
25 minutes and counting here. Tigers still looking for that first goal. Into the midfield. That's Needling, and she has been so strong tonight. 3 goals and a hat trick for her. This defense, though, tonight for Skyline has been short and stout. I mean, strong and stout. Excuse me, they're not saying I'm a little teapot. But they've been strong and stout back there along that back line. And so far, the Tigers just unable to solve that riddle. Ball played ahead. Now collected in the midfield here by Musser. Nice little through ball up into the box, and good job coming over was Kennedy, Sakolowski, and Josh. It just feels like the energy has been deflated a little bit here from Erie the last about 5 minutes or so.
Yes, it has. You can see it as well on the field. Looks like some of them are just hanging their heads. They don't want that push to where they want to score. The front line, though, is showing perfection. They want it. Macy is going as hard as she can. McKenna wants the ball, and so does Allison. I mean, just having Allison and McKenna up top is like a perfect duo. It's just like mac and cheese. It's just going crazy, and it's going to fit them well. They just need to be able to get the ball to each other, and even see Macy going to the wing to be able to cross it into both of them.
McKenna, mac and cheese. You know, that might have to be their new nickname, Josh. Mac and cheese. We'll see if we can't get that to stick.
That sounds good. I mean, they play well like it.
Now in the midfield. Zhang with it. McNeil trying to turn and play it up the sideline. They have played McNeil and Harrington this whole half, and you can tell they're starting to feel it a little bit. This one finally cleared away. Nice little step back move there by Fortes. This is Schendel with it, and Zhang able to temporarily dispose of it and clear it away. 21-41 remaining in this contest. Sun setting behind us, and it feels like the sun's starting to set a little bit here on Erie's chances. Now headed on. Harrington on the end of this one. A little 2-on-1. And I think Fambro was just offside. And another through ball played. Fambro trying to get to it. And couldn't quite be first there. And I tell you, it's been the story all game long. But this Skyline defense has just been just incredible. Certainly a force to be reckoned with. And I'm surprised at the 6-5 record from what I've seen so far here today. That shot in and a nice save by Hatch.
Yeah, their defense is playing really strong. See, that's something where I was talking about at the beginning of this, is where defenses to be able to play well together is they need to communicate. If you watch kind of closely just on their defense, they are communicating. They're pointing, they're talking, they're telling each other where they are and where they're supposed to be. It's just working as smooth as it possibly can.
Yeah, you know, it's been great so far along that back line. You've said the communication. I could have never played defense. I have the cankles of a not good soccer player, so that wouldn't work for me. The communication part, though, as you said, key, and well, it's been key for Skyline here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's just one of the main things. If you want your defense to be working smooth as well as your team in general, you need to communicate. You need it to be as, like, good, strong, and basically just like an uptown fade. It's just going so perfectly. It fits. And actually, here we go again at a shot on goal. Oh.
Nice save there by Hatch. Had to kind of dive a little bit to her left and was able to glove it down. But Hatch will keep this at 3-0. And right now, Skyline looking like the team more threatening to score here real quick.
Needling with the shot on goal stop by Zoe Hatch.
19 minutes remaining. McLennan has it. Shot deflected, and this one will spin kind of wide. Out for a clear. To 48 remaining.
Oh, here we go with McKenna pushing up the line. Oh, just an unlucky boot as the push from McKenna keeps on moving.
And I think a handball here called on Vivi. Tigers defense will retreat here. Another set piece. This is Earhart. And now a shot in, deflected, and good job recovering defensively. That time was Kennedy Sakalowski. A stop by Hatch. The rebound got a little bit away, but Sakalowski was able to clear it away.
Yeah, that was very strong on her part. She was able to just come by and sweep it. You could tell she hustled for that ball. She did not want another goal scored on. And it was very well and very good defense by Kennedy Sakalowski.
Now Sakalowski will back up here by Skyline. Another deep shot in. And right now, I think they're just content. Hey, the more shots we put in, just the more time able to melt off the clock. Now tossed ahead. Fambro will try and flick on, and that's off the end of her foot and out of bounds. 16:33 remaining. 3-0 lead here for Skyline. Nice steal there by McLennan, but sent right back in once again by well-placed, well-timed defensive clear for the Falcons.
Skyline is moving the ball very well right there. It was just very strong and confident. It was good for Riley McLennan to be able to step in front and stop it. Otherwise, that would have been a dangerous movement and formation to defend.
McLennan again presses ahead. This ball spills out to McNeil. She's got a one-on-none opportunity. Top of the box, McNeil will shoot and score!
Yes, that goal was almost as abrupt brown sugar crust on some key lime pie.
Allie McNeil with
That was
Oh,
an amazing
man.
goal.
That was a sweet goal for sure. And Allie McNeil presses ahead. This ball spills out to McNeil. She's got a one-on-none opportunity. Top of the box, McNeil will shoot and score!
Yes! That goal was almost as sweet as a brown sugar crust on some key lime pie. See, this is the push that Erie needed a little more at the beginning of the half. Not saying it can't still happen with 15 minutes left. They can strongly still be able to get some goals, and they just need to keep the pressure up on the defense and just keep attacking the ball and wanting that goal.
Josh Howe has another ball, almost gets through and sent out of bounds, and I think a corner coming for Erie. And Josh, in a game like this where you're up here in the booth, of course you're used to playing, how badly do you want to just, you know, throw on your Dr. Scholl's and go out there and make moves like Magic Mike?
Oh, all the time. You just want to make that perfect. You want to be able to either hit that header or honestly hit that banger. You just want to be that one that just like Allison was. She started it. She's starting it right now. It needs to keep going, and it's just going to keep working. It's just Erie needs to be able to connect, communicate, and work together to be able to keep it happening.
That cross goes in behind the net. And a goal kick coming, but now subs. This is part of the gamesmanship going on. Hey, a little bit of momentum by Erie. Let's make sure we have a sub come on. And hey, feel free to take your time as much as possible coming off that field, melt a little clock, maybe rob some of that momentum. And you often see that time. The one thing in like professional soccer, you dilly-dally too much with the time, there will be extra time added. Not the case, though, in high school.
And here it is again, Macy working hard, putting in that work to where she wants it. It's obvious she just wants to be able to stop them from attacking our defensive side, or Erie's defensive side, and to be able to make a push towards Skyline's goal.
Now a cross is nope, just straight out for a goal kick here for the Tigers. 13:08 left. Can the Tigers mount a comeback? They got that first goal. That's what Josh was hoping for, and it felt like they were a little lethargic. And in that one break to Allie McNeil, she was off to the races, and she buried it. Can they build off that? Ball play in the midfield. Tallman batted around. Now another nice through ball. Trying to get on the end of that is McClennan, and once again, way off of her back line. 30 yards down the field, Kenna Meyer.
See, Erie is now showing that they really want it. After that first goal, if you can tell, their mentality changed. They're attacking, they're being way more aggressive, and it's, just with an unlucky touch there. They're able to move around. Like, they want it. Like, that shot just by McKenna, it's showing that the team is like now more confident. Yes, with 12 minutes left, they still want it, and they're going to keep fighting for it.
And whistle here and a foul on the 50-50 ball. 4 subs coming in for Skyline. Tigers will send in the lone sub on their side. That's Jordan Lund, another freshman, set to check into this game here for Erie. McClennan, Allie McNeil, and McKenna Harrington up top for the Tigers, and they found one goal in the back of the net, trying to get another. McNeil shouldered off the ball. Nice build-up play there and just partially blocked. Back to the Tigers, and then a long, I think, attempted through ball is picked up and Once again, the veteran leadership back there of Kenna Meyer, just waiting for someone to pressure her before she's forced to pick up the ball. You talked a lot about communication. Josh, how much does the goalie factor into communication with that back line?
Oh, the goalkeeper is honestly one of the biggest parts. The goalkeeper stands in the back and you can see the whole field. Defenders are usually just focusing on the ball when the goalie can still have some comfort room in the fact of they have the defenders in front of them and they're able to just kind of watch the field. I know for like boys soccer, Dylan Brown, who is our goalkeeper, he controls our back line. You hear a lot about, our captains in the back line and stuff, but when it really comes down to it, our captains do a lot, but our goalkeeper is the one telling us formations where we need to slide and where we need to move.
This ball will roll out of bounds. 10:04 remaining. Tigers looking for a couple more goals. A big Tiger crew on hand tonight. Garrett Wilson, he's up on top of the booth running the main camera. Cody Yap, of course, is our producer. Reagan Lovato down there on the field is one of the cameramen. Jeremy Mendez, also a cameraman down there. Nice little through ball again, and Riley just couldn't get on the end of it. Of course, we'd be remiss if we didn't give a shout out and a thank you to Justin Carpenter up here in the booth. And Paul Stacina, the PA announcer. I'm sure Paul is ready to go home and eat some collard greens and play Super Mario, as there is another goal scored by Skyline, and it is now 4-1, and that time it's Sabrina. Actually, is that Bree Musser? Just trying to make out the number there for the Skyline score, and I think it's Needling again. So her 4th goal tonight, and for Needling, that is her 20th goal of the season. So a great game for her, and Coach Vigil, now sensing this one's a little bit out of hand, will let Allie McNeil take a breather.
Again, now like with schedules and stuff, it's really amazing on how Justin Carpenter is able to work and be able to like fix this on how we go. I can bet it's very stressful and he needs like a deep tissue massage, but when it really comes down to it, it's like a cheesecake. It's nice, sweet, and easy, but when he's able to fully be able to work with the schedule and able to make our schedule strong, give us challenges, and to be able to pursue us deeper into the fact of who we play and who we play for. It's strong, and thank you, Mr. Carpenter. I'm going to give you a cupcake.
Josh Kaderi getting a little tired, going off the rails here a little bit on the Erie Tiger Network.
I need a coffee.
8:17 remaining, 4-1 lead here for Skyline. The Tigers will more than likely at this point fall to 6-4-1 on the season. We talked a little bit about RPI, 24th, still sitting in decent positioning. The Tri-Valley League looking very strong right now in terms of teams that have a chance to get into the playoffs. Erie, Holy Family, Skyline, Meade, Windsor, all teams kind of knocking on the door there. Could see as many as 5, maybe even 6 teams if Frederick's able to sneak in there. But back to the drawing board. We know one thing is, we saw the boys team, Coach Vigil, he continues to get this team to play better and better, and he'll work on the things that the Tigers need to work on, and I think we'll see a better Tiger team out on Friday night when we have that game on the Erie Tiger Network.
Yes, actually for Jeff Vigil, how this is honestly going to go down is he knows exactly what he needs to work on. I honestly feel he takes notes during the games on what we could work on and what he's going to improve in practice, and it honestly helps that a lot. You find out what's wrong, and what I like is he's not nice about it. He's not going to sweeten it up and tell you. He just tells you straight up. And that's what I find really helps a team, because if you keep sweetening it up, saying, oh, no, it's okay, it's this, it's that, you become okay with not playing strong or playing together.
And a nice snag there that time by Hatch, as that was a kind of twisting bouncer in on net, and that took an odd hop up near her head, and she was still able to catch and give up no rebound.
Again, though, there is Macy. She is playing her heart out, and that's one thing as a coach, soccer player, teammate, is you love to see. She's playing as hard as she can, and that's what you need to do, and Macy is playing amazing.
Now played back in toward Meyer up in the midfield. All chipped in toward the box. Flip back into the middle. Tigers trying to clear here. A little turn and a shot, partially blocked by Johnson, and finally cleared away. And that's a deep shot and a goal, and that one buried by Paola Ruby, the freshman, for Skyline, and she makes it 5-1. Johnson, and finally cleared away. And that's a deep shot and a goal, and that one buried by Paola Ruby, the freshman. Time probably melt away in this one. Josh, this is your first time calling color. How do you feel like it went?
I felt like it went very well. I am a little tired, so I am a little loopy. Like I do feel like singing, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it. It's kind of like God's plan, you know? She said, do you love me? I tell her only partly. I only love my bed and my mama. I'm sorry. But otherwise, it just went really well. I really enjoyed it.
And now we have singing on the broadcast. You know, I feel like you peaked at mac and cheese. And we've enjoyed having you here, Josh, as this one is thrown up the sideline. Under 4 minutes remaining now. Another deep shot played in, and Hatch will be there to gather. Well, the Tigers on Friday, they will take on Northridge. We will have that one on the Erie Tiger Network. Tomorrow night, we will have Erie X coverage of that. So be sure to tune in and listen to the speeches and presentations given by some of the brightest and best Erie students. Always enjoy that event. A lot of work put in that event by Mr. Russ Fox and Ms. Gintert.
Erie still has a chance to score one. They definitely can do it. They can even score two. They just have to be more active. I feel like they've kind of slowed their game back down. They lost the confidence they had after that last goal by Skyline. But they definitely can. I know how they work up top, and especially with McKenna. Oh, actually, McKenna is not in. Like with Macy playing and how strong they are, it's just really well worked on just trying your hardest, being able to want the goal and to put in the work to deserve it.
And that one will fly wayward and out of bounds. Only 2 minutes left in this one.
That was an amazing touch by Johnston.
And that shot in and picked up by Meyer. Tigers, as we said, not showing any quit. A little deflated, I think, allowing those 2 goals. Really, that one is a product of Tigers trying to push high down 2 goals. And then after that one, just I think that's when they were a little deflated and surrendered that 5th and final goal. And that shot is up, and it's good through the uprights. 1 minute left in this one. Well, fans, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. It was a solid start of the half there for the Tigers. They were able to find 1 goal, get it back to within 2, and just couldn't quite find the final crease in that back line that had been so strong all night for Skyline. The Tigers, once again on the season, will drop to 6-4-1 for Skyline. They will move to 4-1 in Tri-Valley League play and 7-5 overall in the season, and then a late little cheapie. Yep.
An unlucky goal missed by Zoe Hatch.
Yeah, again on the season will drop to 6-4-1 for Skyline. They will move to 4-1 in Tri-Valley League play and 7-5 overall in the season, and then a late little cheapie. Yep.
An unlucky goal missed by Zoe Hatch.
I think that was Serena Fortes that scored the goal for Skyline. Just a little bit of insult to injury there, and now a late foul, and that will do it. So, Skyline 6, Erie 1. For Josh, I'm Brandon Bird. Thank you so much for joining us. And until next time, I'll chirp at you later. You've been watching the Erie Tiger Network.
For being here. If you have any trash that you brought into the stadium this evening,
Straight up
please
tell
make sure that it
me,
gets into
do
a
you
trash
wanna
receptacle.
love me
That will help
forever?
with the stadium
Oh,
out of time.
oh, oh.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.